May I come in, sir?
Yes, please come in.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, sir.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Kanishak Agarwal, you are BTech.
Yes, sir.
Mechanical engineering and Delhi. You did in 21, and what did you do after that?
Sir, I am into preparation for civil services, sir.
From 21 onwards?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So you have taken 4 attempts by now.
Yes, sir. This is my
Did you
fourth.
face interview earlier?
No, sir.
You didn't qualify it. Did you write mains?
Sir, this is the fourth main, sir.
4th mains?
Yes, sir.
So that means prelim you qualified in all?
Yes, sir.
All of them. Okay. You come from Haryana, Faridabad.
Yes, sir.
Faridabad. Why this name is Faridabad?
Sir, there are two theories behind this. One is that there was a Sufi saint named Baba Farid who established this town. Second is that there was a treasurer in Mughal Empire, either under Akbar or under Jahangir, who came here to protect the GT road from the invaders. So it is after the name of either of the person that Faridabad is named.
Okay. Is there any move to change this name now? Because this must be looking inconvenient to some people.
Sir, I haven't heard about such a...
You haven't heard of it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You are a student of mathematics. Can you tell some organic shapes which can be mathematically Fibonacci sequence? Are you aware of that?
Yes, sir. Fibonacci sequence is a sequence of number where the number is a sum of the previous two numbers. It starts from 0 and second number is 1. That's the Fibonacci sequence, sir.
What does it, how is where it is found? Is it found on the ground somewhere in reality, in the nature?
Yes, sir. As we go too far in the Fibonacci sequence, the ratio of consecutive terms turns out to be the golden ratio. This ratio is found in multiple places. In architectural places like the Giza pyramid, the ratio of the slant height to the base is the golden ratio. Moreover, sir, if we see the number of seeds in a sunflower, they also follow the golden ratio. These are the places, sir, where we find the use of Fibonacci sequence.
So it is in nature also, and it is created by man also.
Yes, sir. The aesthetic appeal is associated with it, sir.
So generally mathematics is numbers. Because generally statisticians are more honored than mathematicians.
Statistics deal with numbers, sir. Mathematics is broader in sense that numbers is a part of mathematics. It sees numbers as a tool. I name a variable. It's a cup may be a interest of object of interest in mathematics. A glass may be an object of interest in mathematics. So it's not solely about numbers. Numbers are used to convey things.
Numbers are only used to convey things. So do you mean statistics is more important in life or mathematics?
Sir, statistics is a part of mathematics. Statistics has its role. Other branches of mathematics has its.
Part or mathematics is part of statistics. Because statistics does contain numbers also. And it contains other things also.
Sir, as per my reading, sir, statistics is part of mathematics, sir.
And there are two people. One is good at finding errors. The other is good in mathematics, in numbers. Who, according to you, will be more important as an administrator? One who is good at errors, finding errors, and one who is good at numbers.
Sir, greater importance cannot be attached to either of them. Sir,
which is more useful? Say, let's talk about that. In real life, which is more useful?
Sir, a greater usefulness can also be not be attributed, because solely finding errors will not give me an feasible output, because it needs a correction too.
Yes, that's right. So it demands correction, it demands action. Numbers don't demand any action. Errors don't demand action, and then you have to go in other directions.
And if you see the person who is good at numbers, usage of numbers is related to usage of logic.
Let's come to society. There is a distribution error in income. Some people are very poor, some people are very rich, and the poor people resort to crime. So because of this error, one is able to identify that there is a crime. Your numbers, I mean, if it is equal distribution, nobody would bother about it. The error in distribution has become the reason for big subjects like sociology and other things. Understanding errors, addressing errors, finding ways to address errors, that opens number of fields for studies, isn't it? No, you don't agree.
Sir, I to an extent agree, but numbers also have their importance, because they are a tool to identify the errors. If I read
one thing, student of mechanical engineering. Now tell me, people are talking about drones now. Drones are small equipments, very little expenditure, and they go and kill and hit the target almost without error, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Then why one should go for big fighters, which are very costly, number one. Number two, difficult to train. Three, it is dependent on the supply for spare parts and other things. So your defense is completely crippled if they don't want to give you the machine.
Sir, larger defense system has their own advantages. If I want to have if an adversary is located at a far off place, let's say around 3,000 kilometers, drone is of no use. Sophisticated defense equipment is of the need to me. If I want to have an impact, let's say over a city, a drone is of no use. Sophisticated defense equipment is
But
needed.
then your fighter can be detected. Most of the fighters, they can be detected by radars. So they are always, there is a fear they can be shot down, isn't it?
Yes, sir, detection is one issue, but as we progress, stealth aircrafts are also being developed, which are immune to the radar detection, sir.
Have you heard of string theory? String theory?
Sorry, sir, I haven't heard about it, sir.
Okay. Okay. If you break protons, what you will get?
Sir, the more fundamental particles such as quarks and leptons will be generated,
If
sir.
you break a quark, what will you get?
Sir, we do not have enough information beyond this, sir. It's the limit to our current scientific understanding, sir.
Read that. They say there is a string. Because it can be seen as a string of energy. Okay?
Yes.
So, you see at the international level, things are happening all over. Europe is having different attitude. Zelensky has issues, and then in the other side you have Gaza being targeted again and again. India, China, Russia, South, and that USA. What do you see of these changes these days? Things are really in a very sensitive places have come up. So how do you react to the international scenario?
Sir, my reaction will be based on the principles involved, the principles of peace, as well as solving a war upon table and not on the field, and having diplomacy involved by mediating between the parties concerned,
Okay.
That will be my reaction to the solution to solve the current problem, sir.
So at present, India being a Vishwa Guru, where India is involved in solving these problems and bringing peace, is there any place where India is being consulted?
Sir, India is only amongst the few countries which is in talk with Ukraine as well as Russia. And in case of Israel and Palestine, India is in talk with either parties.
The talking is not so important. Important is trust. Have UK, Russia and Ukraine both really shown their trust in India? That is important. Talking is not so important. Because if they are they are trusted, then only they will be able to use to negotiate peace, isn't it? Just talking will not be helping.
Sir, the trust is implicit in the talk. If other parties are talking, they have a trust in it. It's not a usual conversation.
Yeah, that means there is some limit of trust which is involved in talking, because otherwise they will not be engaging, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Then what India should do more, that they are invited for peace talks, because what is happening, India is not being invited anywhere. When Europeans talk, India is not invited. When others talk, UK and the US and Russia talk, India is not invited. What India's role in the international scenario for peace?
Sir, India is involved in the peace process by means of its contribution at UNGA. And regarding the being a mediator, India has not offered it. It's not that other countries are not willing. It's that we do not yet want to be a mediator between the two parties. That
Why
is
do we not? Because what happened when the bill came for sort of stopping fighting in Ukraine, India abstained, and so did Russia and America. So that means India is a party. They may be talking with both, but India is a party, isn't it?
Sir, abstention was based on the underlying issues involved and the language of the terms involved. It's not.
Okay. Now, what do you think about the tax as a tool for democracy, for diplomacy? Can tax be used as a tool for diplomacy?
Yes, the tax in terms of tariffs as well as non-trade barriers is an tool which is used to.
So in this slide, what Trump is doing, how do you react to that as an Indian?
Sir, I see it as a means of persuasion, because when the US is threatening its closest trading partners such as Canada and Mexico, it prolongs the imposition of the tariffs in guise of getting some concessions on other things. So this is my viewpoint upon this. They want something else, but they are threatening with a greater threat.
Okay, so they have yesterday, I think Trump said India has agreed to comply with the tariff issue, on the tariff issue. The same thing was done against Canada and Mexico and China. But China reacted. We have not reacted yet. If we have to react, suppose you were in the foreign ministry and you had to prepare a reaction to this, what will be the reaction from Indian side? Will we just listen and do whatever they like, or do something else?
Sir, the imposition of tariffs by the USA was based on their national interest. We too have our national interest, and we will pursue we will take our steps towards fulfilling our national interest.
So what will you do? We'll accept their tariff rates. And in the process, that's the only place where we had trade surplus, that was US. And that's it, trade surplus will go.
Sir, we have, it is to be seen that on which products they impose a tariff, and subsequently.
It is across the board. Whatever we charge, they charge. Whatever they charge, we charge. That is understanding given to everybody.
So if the imposition is on a product basis, sir, then it's not a matter of concern because we don't trade the same products. Let's say pistachio, for example. So it is to be seen on which how the tariffs are imposed, whether it's based on sectors or whether it's based on country as a whole.
Okay. Now tell me one thing. He's talking that India should be able to open the agriculture side, agriculture trade. So what should India do? Should it allow American food grains to be sold in India at the same tariff rate that they value?
Sir, as long as the US imposition of tariffs is within the WTO limits, sir, I think it's a fair trade and agriculture should open.
WTO is not recognized by US. They say, I'll sell my wheat grains. And if it is a lower rate, India should accept it. What will happen? I mean, it's fine. What will happen?
Sir, may I seek a clarification, sir? Sir, US wants to sell its wheat grain in
US, US aid was buying a lot of wheats and supplying to world over different countries to fight hunger. Now US aid is not getting money. So the farmers will have surplus. Where they will sell? They will see in other countries. And India also rates are not very low. So their rates will be low. So will we be forced to buy that? And if we do, what will happen to our farmers?
Sir, it's not a matter of imposition from US that we will be forced to buy that. And even if in a case we need to buy that, sir, the farmers are on a way to diversify their crop basket. Sir, they are moving from wheat paddy to other things such as oil seeds and pulses. And moreover, the trend for contract farming is coming up, and in which they have a better supply chain.
So we're getting into another area.
Kanishak, you've mentioned your hobby as solar thermal. So what about solar thermal is your hobby? What is your hobby?
So ma'am, I explore different the modifications which can be incorporated in the present solar thermal systems, such as use of in my undergraduation days, I focused upon whether it's a linear concentration or a point concentration is better. So a Scheffler disk is an example to it. And moreover, I have seen that in fact build a solar thermal cum photovoltaic system which has a greater efficiency when compared to the current solar thermal systems.
Okay. And now that you know that there is another system which has more efficiency, so what measures need to be taken to implement it? Or why are we not implementing it? Both questions.
Madam, it needs to be seen that the practical deployment upon a pilot basis of that prototype needs to be done, so that we can get the practical data upon how much it generates as well as the cost involved. Upon a successful run, it can then be marketed. And
since you developed the prototype, what are the challenges you foresee in being able to upscale and use it across the country?
in the supply chain which transfers the product from the institute to the land is lacks resilience. That is the challenge which I faced, ma'am.
Okay. And how do we overcome this? What do you mean when you say that it lacks resilience?
There is lack of well-established channels through which we can transfer our product from the lab to the practical world. Okay. We ourselves need to search for the institutions or the commercial players who allows us to deploy this.
So we have, you come from IIT Delhi. Yes, we have Atal incubation labs. We have so much support being given to startups and innovation. So are those measures not sufficient? As well as push to solar energy. So you could utilize all of these?
Ma'am, there are measures, but specifically pertaining to the projects which students developed, it's not. If we say it's a startup, it wasn't a startup, so ineligibility to the startup push. If I
So,
say
but if it's being going to be commercially used, we could set up a startup.
that is a stage to reach a startup stage,
Yes.
that is the difficulty.
Okay. You also like teaching. So, what do you feel are the challenges, or what are the parameters which should be considered in teacher training in our country? Teacher training is on a back foot right now. What are the different things which should be considered or be kept in mind when planning teacher training?
One is to assess what actually each individual child needs. One size fits all approach does not work in a classroom. Each child has its own limitations, its own strength, and hence a tailored approach is required in teaching. Ma'am.
So how do I train my teachers?
It is to make them aware of the fact that teaching is beyond the books. It's not only about delivering good in the examinations, and it's a
Can we utilize artificial intelligence to improve the outcomes of teaching? At the stage of the teaching, from the teacher's perspective.
yes, ma'am, artificial intelligence can be used. It can be used to calculate the learning which has been delivered
Okay.
in
What
a.
else? First, second.
At the moment, ma'am, I can only think of this.
Okay. You've also mentioned container gardening.
Yes, ma'am.
So what do you garden? What do you grow?
Ma'am, I grow perennial greens as well as seasonal flowers as well as perennial flowers.
So nowadays, we are in mid-March, 8th March. So what are the vegetables or flowers growing in your container garden?
Ma'am, I have dianthus, I have petunia, I have pansy, I have chrysanthemum, and dahlia, hibiscus.
So it must be
Jasmine.
almost the last few flowers of the season for these flowers, for these
Yes,
plants?
that's the last bloom.
It's the last bloom.
Yes.
Okay. And after this, what do you intend to do?
In the summers, it's to cover the plants from the scorching heat. The wrath of the heat is able to perish the tiny plants. That is the thing which is to be done in summers, ma'am.
Okay. My last question to you is, when we talk about container gardening, I'm also reminded of the Miyawaki method which was in the news, which is often discussed. What is this method and how far do you see it successful?
Ma'am, in this method, high density plantation is done on a low size of land. So the benefits are of immense help to the urban areas where there is less scope of availability of land, and because of greater canopy density, the air purification and temperature neutralization is of benefit to the humans.
So you say that it is high density growth. It's like a urban forest.
Yes.
So what you have an understanding of gardening and overall for plants. So how we select our species?
Ma'am, the species which require less intervention from the human, which are acclimatized to the urban environment and which are hardy plants such as neem and peepal, these can be done in Miyawaki forest.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So your name is Kanishk or Kanishak?
Sir, it's Kanishk.
So that A is not there. What is the spelling?
Kanishak.
So it's Kanishk.
Yes, sir.
There is a famous ruler also, ancient ruler in our Indian history by this name.
Yes.
You know about him?
Yes, sir. He was known as Kanishk the Great of Kushan Empire. He is known for his technological prowess, the cultural prowess, as well as the political conquest happened during his time. The Kushana Empire reached its zenith during his time. The gold coins are of utmost purity when compared to the dynasties which came before, after him, as well as which came before him.
So, do you think whatever we all have been taught, the history of India, is it distorted kind of history we have been taught?
Sir, more or less it's undistorted. However, sir, at places it's find that a period is named as Hindu period or Muslim period. That's a slight distortion which I find in my limited study of history, sir.
So, you don't see any distortions.
Sir, in my limited study of history, I haven't seen much distortion of history, sir.
Oh, really? Okay, anyways, since you are from IIT Delhi, why you want to take up civil services? Why not research? Because government has invested so much money on you.
Sir, the civil services allow me to make a meaningful impact on a wide number of people, which is lacking in the research part. Research can make
How
an
can
impact.
you say that? If you made a research, if you innovated something, it will impact, let's say, a bulb. Thomas Alva Edison has created a bulb, which is a light to, I think, crores of people. Any innovation will impact so many people. How can you say that? It will change people's lives. Let's say any innovation, robotic surgery has been, some research paper has been submitted by a researcher. Based on that, you are using it and you are curing the cancer for thousands of patients.
Sir, that level of mindset to develop an invention is cannot be ascertained when compared to our work in civil services. Ascertainment of a invention of a bulb is to be too overconfident, and this is the reason, sir, why civil services can make a greater impact.
I would say innovation will make a greater impact on crores of people, not only in India but across the world. Civil service is a very small domain you are talking about. But if you make innovation in India, it will impact the globe. Coming to this artificial intelligence, there is predictions are being made around artificial intelligence that it will cause job loss. Right?
Yes, sir.
You agree with that?
Sir, I humbly disagree with this, because in the past industrial revolutions or be it any technological intervention, we haven't seen any job loss happening. Instead, it's the job creation which happens due to a new technology being invented. So,
But it is not the case here. You leave the history. Right now, let's say you are in a software industry. You are a developer. Out of 10, if you, let's say for a solution development, 10 developers I need. But with artificial intelligence, I only need 4 or maybe 6. 40% I don't need. So straight away, 40% job loss is there in software industry.
yes,
And maybe high profile jobs may be created. High skilled jobs may be created. But what about the low skilled ones? And for a manpower intensive country like India, it will lead to a very serious consequences. Don't you see that?
so reskilling of the current skilled people has to be done. And secondly, the curriculum after the National Education Policy 2020 has incorporated the new age skills which deals with artificial intelligence or be it the robotics. So the new demography which is coming up is trained in this new age skill. So I do not see an imminent threat from in case of job loss from AI. It is only that the job curtailment in one sector will be there, but there will be new avenues which will be opened up for the jobs.
Even the scientists like Stephen Hawking, you know Stephen Hawking, right?
Yes, sir.
You have heard of him? You have seen him?
Yes, sir.
So he has also made a statement that artificial intelligence is a threat to the humanity. Why he made such a statement?
Sir, if uncontrolled, unregulated, artificial intelligence can be a threat to humanity in the following ways, sir. Let's say a development of an autonomous weapon. So artificial intelligence can weaponize it for itself and threaten the mankind. So in this case, AI can be a threat to humanity, sir, if unregulated.
Good. What is game theory?
Sorry, sir, I'm unaware about this, sir.
Okay, I will ask you one last question. That there is right now trade war is going on between USA and other countries, especially USA versus China and USA versus India. Right? How it will impact India in the short run as well as in the long run?
Sir, in the short run, I see it as a greater trade development between India and US because of the US is threatening China with the greater tariffs. So India can capitalize upon it due to its huge manufacturing, due to its huge human capital and intensifying the US-India trade relations. In the long run, sir,
Sorry, I don't understand. In the short run, India-USA trade will increase.
yes,
How
sir,
it will increase?
it will fill the vacuum which will be created because of absence of Chinese good in the US market, sir.
Okay. But but USA is imposing the tariffs on Indian products, no?
Sir, the tariffs imposed upon China are greater than what are being imposed upon India. It has already been imposed on China while it has yet not imposed on India, sir.
Okay. So in the short run, the trade will increase.
If you go the right way, sir.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sir was talking about II. There was a Paris summit.
Yes, sir.
What was the objective of that summit?
Sir, to check the threats which can be which can occur due to AI, as well as to spread the innovation across the countries arising in the field of AI, sir.
I'm just asking about the objectives of that summit.
Sorry, sir, I will read about it, sir.
Okay. You told about Farid, Baba Farid.
Yes, sir.
What do you know about Baba Farid?
Sir, there are two theories. Either he was a Sufi saint.
No, I'm asking about Sufi saint.
Okay, sir. Sir, that is all which I know about him, sir.
What? He was a saint. Okay.
Yes, Sufi
You are a teacher, na? What are the qualities of a teacher?
Sir, to connect with the students, to understand their demands, and to build a confidence, to have a faith of students upon the teacher, sir.
What is the qualities of a bureaucrat?
Sir, to have an holistic understanding of the needs of the society and to remain accountable and honest.
Teachers should not be accountable and honest.
They should be, sir.
Okay. There is rewriting of history in India. The chapter related to Mughals, no more. Do you think that's the fair thing to do so?
Sir, if something has been portrayed incorrectly, then correction of that happening is a fair thing and should be done, sir.
Okay. You have heard about Clara Zetkin?
No, sir, I haven't heard about.
Simone de Beauvoir?
Sorry, sir.
Simone de Beauvoir, the book Second Sex.
Sir, I haven't heard about it, sir.
Today, any celebration?
Sir, regarding
Any,
Women's Day, sir.
why it is called today on 8th of March?
Sir, I am unaware about this, sir.
So you talked about the principles in international relations. Do you think that principles does matter? When somebody said that no permanent enemies, no permanent friends, only permanent is national interest. So
Sir-
if Trump is not going on any principle, who is going on principles? Putin is going on principles? China is going on principles?
Sir, if one country or two does not follow a principle, does not mean that they are not of importance. Sir, the principle helps to widen the trust gap between the two partners. It shows a peaceful way to solve a dispute or a difference, sir.
Just tell me one or two examples where the principle has been followed.
Sir, at the moment I am unable to recall, sir.
Okay. What is the most challenging problem for India at this juncture, in your opinion?
Sir, to prevent the demographic dividend from becoming a demographic disaster, sir.
And second one?
Second is the, sir, overall social issues which are present in our country, sir.
What you will do on first day of your office? Suppose you are selected as an IAS or administrator. What you will do on the first day of your office?
Sir, the work which has to be happened will be done, sir. So that is all.
Oh, thank you. Thanks.
You go first in office, you'd like to know what exactly is there. Meet people, find out what is there, and then only you'll be doing something. Unless you understand what is to be done. Anyways, Kanishk, I think you are very good at a subject, but there are 2-3 things I would like to tell you. One is that you are sort of looks like you are not open with the way you're holding your hand. Looks like you are keeping others away. You're not allowing them to go inside your thought process. So that is one. You're not taking it as a conversation. It's happening a question answer.
Okay.
And question answer is not an interview. That question answer is already written in a written exam. This is going to be a conversation with people so that they can find out what exactly you're thinking on various issues. How much you think, how clearly you think, and whether your thought process is blurred or clear. Like on think the Mughals have been removed from the chapter, and he said if some correction history is required, they should be done. Basically, by implication, you are saying you are not scared, you are not worried at all by removing a particular part of the history, which is very much there, might have been colored, written in a colored way by vested interest, because all history is colored. It is written by the rulers of that time when it is written. No history is independent. It's written by the people who, by the time of writing, whatever is the thing that makes it colored. So you, by that you said that you are not worried about that Mughal history being deleted. That shows goes to reveal yourself, that you are not being just to history. You get the point? So these questions answered are not really finding out answers from you. Basically finding out what you are. and that these answers give feeling to the board what you are. Okay, like when you talk about taxes, about the drones and others, you did not say that they can be basically you said the bigger fighters are important. But those are also important. Because you always said these are very effective in the short run. But and like that. You think as if we are talking, we are discussing, we are chatting. And then when you talk, you'll be smiling also once in a while. You'll be reacting also, engaging yourself, trying to understand the question, and so on and so forth. So take it as a conversation. I think you'll be doing much better. Get the point? And when I say errors, actually I had something in mind. Because as an administrator, you're basically going to deal with errors, deviations, anomalies. प्रॉब्लम क्या है पता चलेगी तभी तो आप उसको दूर करोगे. तो वो मैं I was trying to go take you to that side, but that was your open mind was not opening because you're doing question answer. If you are chatting, then probably your mind could go that side. Okay, what may be the question be? So take it as a conversation. I'm sure it should be playing better.
Kanishak, you've mentioned that you wrote 4 mains. So you've given interview before this?
No, ma'am.
First interview. See, as sir said that it is more like a question answer, and in the question answer you have a fixed opinion, which you not see in interviews also guided by you have to understand the context in which the questions are being asked, right? For example, when I asked you about the solar thermal of how do you upscale it. If you're taking your product commercially, you will have to sell it in the market, which would mean it's a business. And for business, we have support, So what I would recommend is that take a pause when you listen to the question if you've not understood it. Instead of pausing while answering in between, one. And second, this will also allow you to understand the context of the question. Okay, this is a great opportunity to give an interview, and will this be the last time that you appear? Okay, yes. We want to see you on the list. However, it's important that you prepare accordingly. Okay, so I'll just say that similarly for Miyawaki method, when you were choosing species, you mentioned people and neem, but I think you could have also said that since it's dense, there have to be certain gradation of trees or species that are being found. Or being chosen, right? So again, the point is that understand the question being asked. Okay? Understand the question being asked. You have the answers. You know what is Miyawaki, what is solar thermal. You just have to think your answer through. More presence of mind needed.
Yes, ma'am.
Slightly more. Okay?
Yes.
Think on the spot and answer. All the best.
You just keep your hands on your legs first.
And sorry, but you also bent forward.
थोड़ा सा
Yes.
back जाओ.
That is.
You have any hearing issues?
No, sir.
Okay.
The air conditioning sound and sound from there was mixing.
Okay. Again, you are doing the same.
Okay.
But that
You
is a
have-
sign of nervousness actually. That shows you are not confident. You look more confident by sitting this way.
You have to be like this, so that it is a better posture compared to that. And since you are from IIT Delhi, it's a lot more to expect from you. So it's a little bit lacking. That's what I felt. So you have to improve on these things. Otherwise, all the best. The question that I asked about you, civil services versus innovation or research, that was not convincing. Your answer was not convincing. Okay. Please work on those things. All the best.
Yes, sir.
The counter question was who can serve better, a teacher or a administrator? So I just didn't go there because of your answer. Otherwise, there was a question. Who can serve better? We need some good teachers or administrators. That was the question. Anyway, first thing, walking and greeting, I don't like. Personally, I don't like it. You are coming and it's about high hello. They are elder people, they are respected people. Just come and be stable somewhere, then read, in my opinion.
Okay, sir.
The second thing, be comfortable, not complacent. Be comfortable. Third thing, what you are saying, I mean, it's very important, but what you are and what you think, that's more important. What chairman was saying. What you are saying and what you think, what you are, that is more important in interview. Fourth thing, don't prepare other things. Prepare yourself. Better to prepare yourself for an interview. Not other things running here and there. Try to prepare yourself. You have written 4 times, there is enough having time now. You go for interview and prepare yourself for interview. No? That's good. Not bad, but just take 1 or 2 things. It will be okay. कोई घबराने की बात तो है नहीं आता है कोई बात नहीं. Lot of time.
He has got a lot of
16 अप्रैल को है, तो बैठ के कभी आईने के सामने 2-4 बार बोलो, कुछ ऐसा सुन जाएगी कैसा लग रहा है.
On the delivery part, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Even the daily practice brainstorming and essays.
Practice,
We've done essay.
practice makes even perfect.
Similarly, in interview practice,
Questions. You know, you have someone ask you, you read questions and you practice immediately what would my answer be. Practice that, it will make your answer delivery better.
Yes.
Any question from your side?
No, sir.
Have you given any mock interview here?
Yes, sir.
Why you are so weak, so low?
Okay. That was the.
Yeah.
That's the question he's asking.
That is the
So
feedback.
So low. We are not active. Not energetic.
I do not know, sir. That is the feedback which I am getting from.
But now you are very smiling, you are
Now
looking
you're
more
more
confident.
comfortable. Yes, more
Yeah,
comfortable.
you're looking more be relaxed. I think if you take it as a conversation, then you will be relaxed automatically.
Okay, sir.
And the question is, oh, I might commit mistake, I might commit wrong. Then you will definitely commit mistake, I'm sure.
I think you're very anxious about the interview. Stakes are high, is what you feel?
Written कैसा हुआ है?
Sir,
Written
I
इस बार
am
कैसा हुआ है?
confident about the optional, sir. That's a objective one.
Paper.
Regarding GS, sir, assessment cannot be.
But is it better than the last one?
Sir, in the optional, it's way better than the last one, sir.
And the other one, is there something has gone wrong?
Sir,
Or
I've
is it
tried
just like the
to.
last one?
Sir, I've tried to make some improvements in the GS as well, but whether the improvements were in the right direction or not, the
Maybe
marks
you are a
will-
science student. I think if you've used your brain properly, doing systematically, I don't think you would have done bad. Anyways, so otherwise we did not ask about Haryana. Gender issues, today is the Women's Day, and large number of questions can be asked on that. And then current affairs. So many things are happening. Today, the women are winning elections and their husbands are taking votes. Those are the current affairs. It will be, by the time you go for it, there will be many things of that type, this type at that time. So just keep on reading those things, forming your opinion, better form an opinion about anything that is being done. Like tariff, what will happen? Whether it will be losing or not, whether this is the right correct way or not, what we can respond, whether India is really being called by the people to relate and to sort of negotiate and mediate. And why India has the principle of say keeping a distance from both this non-alignment. That is a principled foreign policy that we adopted. Somebody can say, okay, at that time also we had favorites. At that time also we had favorites, but in spite of that, you were known as non-aligned. Both sides wanted to talk to you. We had principled foreign policy. It's not that.
Yes, sir.
Either we liked Ukraine or we didn't like it. Here it is, we are liking Ukraine also, we are talking to Russia also. We don't have any clear cut and preference of anything, isn't it? Though answer you gave is fine. In the board you have to give the same similar answer because we are talking to both sides and therefore that means there is some trust. That is a good way of looking at it. But in reality, if you think, if there is a problem in Gaza or Palestinians, then you should talk to Israel in little harsh words, what you are doing. And if you don't have sympathy with Israelis, then of course you can go. But what we are doing, we are talking to these fellows also, we are talking to Israel also. So that there you stand nowhere. That means your personal value is not there. You're just trying to have, we don't want to take panga with anyone, let them suffer whatever they want to suffer. So there is another view. If you take that view, people will think about it differently. If you take another view, there will be issues. And for anything, domestic policy or foreign policy, if you are able to point out what could have been better, don't say it is wrong. You can always say this could have been better if this done this way. But don't venture out in that unless you can justify it. Because what happens these days, your board members, some people, everybody doesn't study, read more. Everybody is not enlightened to take even dissensions and oppositions very kindly. So be careful on that. But otherwise, you should think and understand what exactly is going to happen on the ground and what is happening. That will make you a much better person to talk to converse with, to chat in an interview like this. Okay? So I think you have time, a lot of time. I think you should work on that. Just take a question, ask all type of questions, and then see whether you can be trapped. Which answer will be more worse than which one? That is what the honorable member was telling, that you should maybe write down certain things and then you see yourself whether you will be able to justify it till the end or not. Isn't it?
No, if something new is asked, which I am not prepared, but I have knowledge of the.
You have knowledge of that, then basically, then your personality will be revealed there. So you have not thought of it earlier, or it is a new thing. You just pause a little, and in the meantime, whatever knowledge you have about the subject, that will go in your mind, and you'll be able to, on the basis of personality, you'll be able to make an answer for that, and then quietly give answer like you're doing, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And where you don't know, you can say, sorry, I don't know that, I'm sorry. This is a very, very clear-cut thing. If you are scared of committing mistake, you will definitely commit mistake. Don't be scared of committing mistake. Be yourself. That will help.
Sir, are the pauses in the sentences disturbing, sir?
It should not look, Basically, it should go, basically that means your idea is not coming to you, just thinking in the process.
Yes, sir.
So it's better to speak slow. If you are very fast, then mind is not going along with your tongue, definitely you have to take pause to fill the gap. So it's maybe, and like this, some people fill it with these kind of things also. Some people fill it with pauses. So if you speak slowly, then pauses will not be required.
Okay, sir.
That is how it is.